Hey everyone, I just wanted to do this video, get my thoughts out on, things like using marijuana or any type of tool that you're using to deal with pain. I could talk for hours on this, and which I'm not going to do. I'm just walking in the forest, by the way, so if I wipe out, I'll still stick it on the video. Yeah, so it's such a fascinating subject for me in how to deal with pain. So we have dealing with pain, like let's say you hurt your arm. Everyone knows you stick ice on the achy part or the pain so that it numbs it. And short term that's really good, but if you use ice and leave it on for days, it's going to burn your arm. It's going to have a negative effect. So short term good tool, long term not so good. Now what happens if you use like things like numbing, where you numb yourself to pain, or you use forgetting for long periods of time? You're going to, what I see in my clinical practice is that people come to me and their symptoms, their pain, anxiety and etc. are long-term use of false tools. And this kind of I was thinking about on the side of the marijuana, because it's such a big industry now and people are using it and saying it's brilliant for their health. I was reading an article by birds gave me a scare. I was reading an article in the Rolling Stones yesterday, and it was about Willie Nelson, the singer, country and western singer. Now, in it, he says that the moment he wakes up in the morning, he uses his vaporizer. So he uses marijuana the moment he wakes up, and then he's stoned all day, every day. And he's been doing that for like 50 years. And I was like, oh, interesting. I wonder what the long-term effects of that are. Well, he seems to be doing pretty well, but he's a musician. Everything's done for him. He has a lot of money. And I was waiting for him to, in the article, to say like something negative about it. And he said, it's how I deal with pain. It's how I deal with painful thoughts and emotions. I can't deal with those painful emotions. So I use, I get out of my head. And he cannot deal with any negative emotions. So they're there, and for me, he'll have had them built up. Maybe he uses music as well to, express that. But, what I'm seeing, that's kind of like an extreme case. But then, I see a lot of young people, especially in their teenage years, who, they can't deal with their emotions, or there's painful stuff. In the past, you would use alcohol, and still a lot of my clients do, but they're using marijuana. And I see, it's a cool thing to do, but if you don't resolve the underlying pain, if you have a painful emotion, it's coming from either someone else or something within you that hasn't been resolved. And it's never the truth. If you have a thought and it gives you painful emotions, that thought is never true. And you have to find out what's underneath the thought to instantly dissolve the thought and resolve it, so it's gone. So if you're using marijuana because you have painful emotions and painful thinking, you can't stop your mind. It's a plaster over something that's deep inside. You need to get that out. You need to pull the roots out, otherwise it has a cumulative effect. So you feel good instantly with the marijuana, but long term that's going to have a damaging effect, in my experience, in my opinion. And so Willie Nelson's like an extreme case of that, but because he's a musician, he can kind of get away with that, and he has a lot of money. But the everyday average person, you can't be stoned all the time, so that painful stuff's gonna come up more and more. So that type of client will come to me where they'll feel depressed, overwhelmed, anxious, etc. but it's very simple to, you know, come on a call with me and you tell me the things that are extremely painful. You know, like I have clients who say, you know, I feel like I'm a failure, or I'm never going to reach my potential, I'm not doing enough, these emotions are too painful, I want to kill myself, or I don't want to carry on, etc. You know, really painful stuff, and we can clear them on the call quite simply by finding the underlying thing. So what I'm trying to say is, going for marijuana or going for alcohol seems like the easy option, and therapy or talking to someone is scary, but long term using those false tools is scary. And if you look at the weight of evidence for people, you know, long-term denial or using false tools to deal with things, it's a huge risk, and it's going to make you either extremely unhappy or extremely sick, which I think these suppressed emotions, etc., will cause you to be, your brain to be sick, or you to be sick. So yeah, just my thoughts. I mean, I probably haven't done a very good job explaining that, but I'll talk more about it, and I don't want to go on too long in this video. If you have any thoughts or any questions about, you know, marijuana, false tools and things, please let me know. If you get triggered and you're angry because I'm criticizing marijuana, you want to probably look at why you're so emotionally invested in marijuana. I'm kind of neutral to it, it's just a tool. I used to be a bit emotionally invested in my early 20s, but now I understand more about the mind. I understand why it can be useful, but long term is damaging for me. All right, any questions, let me know. I love it if you like the video and subscribe, that'd be great. Cheers.